All right, you guys. Hello, hello. Welcome
Welcome.
from startup to takeover with Kim and Latrice. Hi, Kim. You're still muted, sweetie.
Hi, hi, hi. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
All right. So, Kim, how was your day today?
It was good, a little busy because I've taken on another customer or client or friend or whatever you want to call it. So a little bit busy trying to just get everything done and keep going for myself as well. And do you know every time you get started, the internet want to act up?
Every time? Wow.
Every time, like the internet want to get out, and then I call the internet people, and I'm on the phone. I'm like, can you just please tell me why this keeps occurring?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find out now. I'm trying to find out now. So they never tell you why they're trying to find out. They just fix it. Can you unplug this? Can you do this? Okay, we
Yep.
got it fixed. So
Mm-hmm.
once we get it fixed, it goes out again, but it comes right back on. It's like it's a blanket on and off. So I'm like, oh, are the
Hmm.
watchers watching the watchers? How about yourself?
Today was busy. Yep. Today was
Mhm.
busy. But that's a good thing. That's what we want to do, right? So make sure we're doing the Lord's work as we're
That's
out
right.
here. So
That's right.
yeah. So the same old for me.
Mhm.
Me and my daughter went riding the bike this morning. So
Mhm. Mhm.
and then of course the garden, the business, and
So you got in that garden today, huh?
yeah, we actually didn't get any rain today. It's so last night when we got off, it did. It poured down for just a little bit, and then it was saying today we would get some, but we didn't get anything. So now it looks like it's going to be clear until tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was all I did today. That was it, honey. Oh, honey, gonna change. Now we're supposed to get rain for like 30 minutes. There we go.
well,
It's constantly changing.
well, that's good. You did go out and do that. I mean, we had a good day. I think the good day was a good day. 8 o'clock got here quickly, like really quickly. I was like, wow, it's 8 o'clock already, girl.
Yeah, I feel like it
Yeah.
kind of flew on me as well.
I said, yeah, I can tell you're a little bit tired because I can tell how you're talking. So, do I need
Hmm.
to sing your song? Get that energy up. Get that energy up. Get that energy up. You got it up yet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If not, I'm
Okay.
about to.
Okay. Because I just gave you a song. You better give me a clap because I just gave you a song, girl. So, what are we talking
Now,
about?
was my clap kind of sleepy too?
Yeah, because I didn't even hear it, honey. It was dead.
Oh, like maybe that's that mic. I don't know. You know the background noise. I don't know why. Sorry.
Oh, the
Yeah, because
background
I just
noise.
did it again. Yeah, and if you
Can
didn't
you,
hear it, yeah, I guess the
can
background
you
now
hear
is it.
mine?
Yeah,
Can you hear
yep.
mine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, at least I know you were giving me a clap.
I did, honey, but it was tired.
It was not, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So what are we talking about today?
So today, um, I thought we should dive into about, what we keep talking about, what we want as far as the marriages. Is that something that men really want? I mean, we're having the conversations, but I wanted to dive into whether or not the men are ready for, or let's not say ready for, even want that responsibility, right? Because it almost goes back to old school type way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I see little things on the internet, of course, where people be saying, shoot, I'm afraid to say to my husband, I want some flowers. He might say, well, where are my flowers?
Wow. Are you getting some of the stuff that I've been telling you about
No,
that's
no, 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 no.
happening?
No, I know this stuff is happening, but when you still read it, it's just like, wow, right?
Yeah.
It's not just
Yeah.
because I think that about the positive side, it doesn't mean I don't know the negatives out there.
Mm,
It's
lot.
just I like to focus on the positive to get the more of it out, because the way the
Mhm.
world works, even in business, they're going to spread negative before they
Yeah.
spread positive. So for
Mhm.
me, whenever I'm having the conversation, it's not that I don't know, it's just that I know the other side.
Mhm.
And I want to focus on the other side so that people can know it's something different out there. You don't
Yeah.
have to keep doing the same old and only know all this bad stuff, or the people that's only know the bad side. There are some
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
enjoying life, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why
Um,
I want it. That's why I do it like I do. I just be giving a little history, let you see where it's coming from, and then we can talk about it to give life. That's
yeah.
all.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
noticed even there was this guy um that I saw. He is on TikTok,
Mhm.
and I, it's Christian led, but I guess I just didn't like that it was all about the negativity. And
Right.
it's like, man, it's like that's what the audience want. They like the negative aspects.
Right.
And that's more to life than that. So, but yeah,
Because you know what? It's a lot of negative shows. They are positive shows because we want to look at them, but they're negative in delivering the information. And a
right.
lot of people like the negative
Hmm.
so they can get to the positive, to me, a little bit, because you hear the negative and everybody's clapping like, yeah, yeah, let's change, because they're hearing now the positive. We've been trained to hear the negative first, which we should be trained to hear a different reaction, go from stop going to the negative and just go it to the positive. But we can't do that because we need to hear that negative in order to move to the positive.
Well, I mean, I hear you saying we can't, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
our podcast. Well, originally I wanted our podcast to be different, um,
But
and not
it's
have
like
that.
Oprah. Like
Um,
Oprah tried to be, you get a car, you get a car. She
well,
tried to have
but see, that's why the good thing about this is we're not chasing numbers, right?
right, right. No,
Um,
no, no, not about numbers. I'm saying like Oprah, she was trying to bring it all her. She wanted her show to be based on positivity of goodness or of giving of good things happening, not the bad thing. I think that's what Sherry Shepherd show is like. They are bringing in their show of just showing good the good things, the positive things, and not
and
so much
Jennifer
of the
Hudson
negative.
too, right? Isn't that what Jennifer Hudson do?
And I think Jennifer Hudson does it too. I think I only watch her for a few minutes. I love you, Jennifer Hudson, for a few minutes, and then I started to watch Sherry Shepherd, and I love you too, Sherry Shepherd. But it's so hard to watch both of them because it was like da, 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 da. But yeah,
What is
I
that?
think they bringing the positive because Sherry or she's sitting in for Wendy. And you're not sitting in for Wendy, but she took over Wendy's spot, and Wendy was a lot of negative.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherry turned it around to be positive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just wonder if this is something that they want to take on because of the requirements, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, with that kingdom living, that foundation, getting that foundation of God's way first. And so that's a huge change that will be required. And then from there, um, getting the family aligned. So it was just something that I wanted us to go into, because I think even last night when we was ending the podcast, somehow we kind of right at the end, I think, because we was talking, I was like, wait a minute, well, do these men really want this?
Mhm. Mhm.
Or are
What
they
do you
really
think? What
shying
do you
away
think?
from it?
What
Um,
do you think?
so I that's the thing. I don't know if they do. I think I'm more of a hopeful person. I hope um that this is what they want. I think that in order for them to know that, though, they got to know who they are. And I don't know if men are being taught about loving themselves, right?
Mm.
Or is it
Mhm.
really just for them about money? Or I don't know what they're being taught. That's the thing. Um, but I feel that if they have a mentor, I think everyone should have one. But I think the right mentor, you know what I'm talking about. So I think if they have one, it'll start there, and then they can recognize who they are. Because if you don't
Mhm.
know who you are and whose you are, as you said, I think earlier this week, um, if you don't know that, then you may not want the responsibility. Or it may seem like it's unfair that the man is supposed to do all the things, like back in the day that men are supposed to do.
Mhm.
Um, so that's really I would just wanted to bring that in because I was like, well, are we
Well,
being fair because we keep saying, well, if the men would do this, if the men would do this, and I was like, well, do they want to? But that would take the audience, and we're growing, so but that would take the audience to kind of the men to tap in and speak for themselves. So
mhm.
we did say before we probably want to get someone on doing this 30-day
Yeah, for them to
challenge,
speak for themselves.
maybe bringing a man on. Um, to find out if there's something they're even interested in. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
a younger
And
male.
I just think back, just like think back in the day, like when our grandmothers with their husbands and stuff, they were married, but not no kingdom married.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I'm talking about it goes all the way back.
Yeah.
It wasn't a kingdom marriage because I know my
Mhm.
grandmother and granddad, it was not a kingdom marriage.
Yeah.
She was in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, as women are now in the kingdom, but that husband was not in the kingdom, and he
Mhm.
was doing everything, and she was still in the kingdom, still glorifying God, and still trying to do what's pleasing in God's eyes, still trying to serve and help. But he wasn't in the kingdom, and they stayed married until his death.
Mhm. Well, she and then so I wonder about like our great grandmother because
Mhm. Same thing.
was their marriage. See, I don't know about Papa and great big grandma
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can ask your
So,
dad, and he'll probably tell you.
mhm.
But I think just listening to some of the stories, great big mama, and that was like 200 years ago now, because she lived to 100, so 100 over 100, so and Granny lived to
104.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that was over 200 years ago that she and her husband was together, and they were probably doing the same thing because they had, back in the day, the chicken coop and all that, where they were dancing and doing all their things. So you know what? I'm gonna just inquire
Yeah,
about
my
that.
dad gave me a little bit, but my
Yeah.
dad kind of sugarcoat stuff, so because
Mhm.
he made it. Well, let me take that back because actually now, not I'm learning a lot about our grandmother and grandfather. So now, hold on, he's actually not sugarcoating. Why is TikTok steady? Did they kick me out from being live? I don't know what happened, but it kept ringing back. But anyway, now he's not sugarcoating now, but that's because asking a lot of questions, right? So I'm finding out
Mhm.
that I may have thought they
Mhm.
were kingdom living, but they were both the
Yep.
trip. And so it's
Yep.
like, okay. Um,
So you
so
think
that's what I'm
about
like, so
that.
how far back? That's what I'm saying. So how it used to be is that
I'm
how
just
far back
going
does
back.
that go?
I'm going back 200 and something years of what went from
Mhm.
Granny, because I know she lived for 100, so that's 100 years. Granny lived for 100, that's 200 years. I'm going back to that, looking at
No,
that.
it's going to be further back. It's going to be
Yeah,
further back.
that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying. So how do we get men to live that way if it's going back history that far back?
Because
And
change. Look,
do they really want to do it because
yeah.
it's in their nature?
So yeah, I don't know. There's something that
Yeah,
because
that's
like I think even when people look at their own households and the challenges with it, right? Getting the men um to take that type of lead, not just a
mhm.
regular lead in the household. Because like um I lost my train of thought. What was I about to say?
And I'm talking about kingdom living, like king 100% living under authority of the Lord, like
Right.
kingdom living,
That's
like
yeah. That's all we're talking about. Yeah.
we're
Hmm.
equal. We're in God's eyes. It's
Hmm.
like kingdom living, not you do this and this part skip. No, 100%.
So that's why I'm wondering, like, in the households, like a lot of times people got to practice what they preach, right? So like in
Mhm.
our own households, I know in my
Mhm.
household it's a challenge um to get my husband to lead in that aspect, right? So
Right.
and Now
but
some
he
women,
wants to
I do
lead
have a
in
I
the
do have
money.
a friend. I do have a friend who's well, I have a friend and a sister who husband is in that as I think from what I see still out. I'm still, even though I'm close to them, it's still on the outside, right?
Right.
It seems as if they have that. So I wonder if that's not there, how do we get them to recognize that piece, because it's years of what they've already been taught, and then hypocrisy within the church
Mm-hmm.
uh, makes a lot of men, because women have always been in the church. Let's put that there.
Mm-hmm. And
um,
the men are teaching the young men what they know. That's to not to be like we're in the home together, we're doing the kingdom living. It's just to go and work and take care of the home. That's what they're teaching the younger ones when they're teaching the young
correct,
ones.
correct. That's what I'm saying. So like, what was I saying? For the men, it's like they've been taught years of something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the hypocrisy within the church of the people who are supposed to be properly teaching, not living that life, also deters these men um, from believing, right? And that's that's why I think even when we speak, when people are speaking, they got to be careful when um, speaking God's word, saying what it means,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
doing something different. Because when you have
Mm-hmm.
impressionable people, they want change, they go and they attempt, then they find out the preacher doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Right. That's right.
And yeah, so I wonder, would
In the
that once they find out, let's say they do find out, I just wonder if that's something they would even want based off of how they've been now for eons. Because when I have that conversation with my dad, who's like 70, he'll be 73 this year, he laughs a lot. He listens, right? But girl,
yeah.
he'll agree. I'll give him that. He agrees with a lot of the stuff that I say now when it's about the family union. You have to think, I tell you, I've told you this. I believe that was one of the purpose for me, the family. My purpose on here has something to do with family reuniting, this whole thing, right? So I've been working on my purpose as well. And like I told you, as a young kid, I've always thought about being a wife. For me, it didn't happen just out of nowhere. I've always wanted this. This is what I thought about. This is what I dreamed about. And but what it looked like, I didn't get. Right. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the way I wanted, the way it should be, I didn't receive. You know, when I first got married, and that sent me way down slippery slopes. Right. And when I think of even having the conversation with my father, and then he's agreeing, he has the conversations now, right? But I want to make sure that he has the conversation in my presence, because see, I'm a woman, and I have my opinion as a woman and what I receive from a man. I want the men to hear us and not just be speaking to each other, and they're not getting our side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that'll also be part of them understanding what the requirement is, but they also got to find the proper woman, because just as a man can deter the woman and have her backslide, the woman can cause that for the man if he get the wrong one. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that one just popped in my head. Last night when we was finishing up, trying to make sure I'm being fair, in which I think I am, because this is about God's way. Being fair and saying this is what y'all are supposed to do. Um, but is that what y'all want? So it's us. It's two women having the conversation, right? I
Mm-hmm.
guess I ain't planned this right. Should have had a man on the podcast to see if he would be like, no, and turn it towards us, or if he would welcome the challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With these men welcome this challenge, what we're saying, and be willing to hear our opinion on what that should look like. Um, and like how, when we first started, we were saying it should start with them. So, and that's just about God's foundation, the male female thing. So let me something else. I started looking into. God selected 12 disciples, and you know what? They were all men. I've been on that too, and I'm like, is that because of the foundation? You see what I'm saying? Not that women, because we're still equal, and I think people got away from that. But I just think that was
Mhm,
back in their Romans time. I'm just saying.
mhm.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying that was extreme. But I wonder if that's why he chose it, because he's all knowing, so he knew what the future would be, and he still chose just the 12 men. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's why I wonder, do the men really know, or do they even want to know?
It's
Maybe we should have
hard.
had a man on here. It is because I don't like
Men
speaking
don't
for
when
people.
if they're in this climate today, in this
Mhm.
world today, the church, it can't be trusted that people see.
Yeah.
Not all churches, but some churches, and a lot of people frequent churches that they can't trust, or they getting information that is so old and
Mhm.
obsolete that we do not we're not living on that, and they still get that information, and they see that these other deacons or preachers or whatever out here in the world doing their things, and the things are coming up, so they don't trust. Be like, why we got they doing it? Why they don't trust? They're learning from men. They're not learning from the women. They're learning
No.
from other men.
And street men. When I say
And
street, I mean worldly way versus God's way.
mhm.
Yeah, and
But,
so
it
go
should
ahead.
have life probably would have been easy. No, it probably wouldn't, because you know what, Eddie Murphy ventured off to find his wife on his own because of the show. The daddy had the wife waiting for him, and you know what I told Mama, I said, you and Granny married me off when I was little. That's why I immediately got married. It was all in me because you married me off. I was in a play. Mama still have the wedding gown when I was a little kid, like 4 or 5. I was in a wedding to a boy at Hopefully Monumental Church on Fourth Ave. Is that Fourth Avenue? Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Well, Great Big Mama Funeral. You probably won't remember because you were so small. But
I remember the
granted,
church, but not the street
yeah.
name.
I was in a wedding, and I still have that dress. And I say, you married me off. That's why I'm such a married person, and God have me like this. I guess he had me like this as a child. And I saying, what happened with my brother? Y'all had him fixed up in the army fatigue as war, and look at him. He'll have his war outfit. And he was small as I was.
Hmm.
That sounds funny, doesn't it?
No. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Something to think about. I was like, okay. And I'm talking about I was like really small, like 4 or 5 years old. And then she still have that wedding dress. It's a white little wedding dress, like a real wedding dress with the veil and everything.
Hmm.
Yes. I'm talking about really small. They had, I guess it was a play at the
Yeah.
church, and I was in that play.
And you think that did what? I guess I'm not. You what are you saying? Like
Prepare me for to be
uh
married.
no, okay.
Yeah, it's just a metaphor, but I'm just saying, just thinking
I
about
know.
it.
Being
Yeah.
funny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I got
yeah.
you.
Crazy.
Yeah, but so I don't know. Yeah, we probably need to especially for what we're talking about as far as the men, because the women are already in the church and ain't nothing changing, not being funny. So these men need to get in here, but they can't get in here playing with God, you know? And I don't know.
That's
I
why I
don't
say
know.
we don't, because think back now. I'm telling you, 200 years. How do you change that? Like us coming in trying to change it. How do we change that with
Yeah,
what we open up our own church and start saying what we believe? Everybody have their own beliefs, and I feel like when everyone reads the Bible, they get their own conclusion, or their whatever they come with for themselves. Everybody doesn't interpret the Bible the same.
right. Right. I don't
So
know.
what do you do with that when I may say something totally different from what you say in the Bible, but it really means the same thing, but you're saying it in a way that you are comfortable with hearing it, and I'm saying it in a way that I'm comfortable in hearing it.
Mhm.
So How
Do
do
you
you?
do you think that they wouldn't even recognize or because okay, when you talk about interpretation, I'm talking about men and the foundation. Um so even if uh, yeah, I guess they could get a different
Yeah.
interpretation of foundation and their
Mm-hmm.
purpose. Yeah, I guess
Because
that's
you have to have a teacher.
yeah.
Everybody, you have to
That's
have a
like you
teacher
saying
in the
mentor,
Bible.
and it got to be the right one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In order to understand it, you have to have a teacher. In the Bible tells you you have teachers, preachers, prophets,
Yeah,
all different, all different evangelists. You have all. How many is it that he have in there? But you have those. You have teachers. You have preachers. You got a teacher that's going to teach you the Bible. You got a preacher that's
yeah,
going to preach the
yeah.
Bible. He's going to preach to
Hmm.
you. You
Yeah.
have evangelists who's going to what do they do? Motivate you. Uh,
So I wonder if I guess I just wonder if people got to start in their own homes first, and
mhm.
but man, that's whew,
But that go with the women, and again, I'm gonna go with Granny. She started in her home. I can remember on Wednesday night, we back there making ice cream for her and her ladies because they doing Bible study. We used to get so mad, like why we back here making ice cream, and we used to have to make homemade ice cream, churning
mhm,
it, and we used
mhm.
to be back like why we got to be making ice cream while they eating it up back there just tearing the ice cream up because we making it. So it goes back to that women. It was just women. Granddaddy was
Yeah,
in there,
but
but he
see,
was in the
I
other room looking.
and I think that that's what the devil knows. You know, you can have women doing it all the time, all you want. That's what's going on all this time, and ain't no changing. So and that's I just think that's part of why the men have got to step up. And I don't even know if they want to, but you know what I'm about to do? I'm finna start
Well, it
asking the
could be the
men.
women
I'm finna
stepped up.
start.
Why? Why?
I'm
We
finna
could be
start
the women need
because
to
women
step
have
up.
already always been in there.
No, I'm saying like step up in another way to get their significant other or their new partner or
That's
their
what I just
old
said. I'm gonna
partner.
start having. I'm gonna have some conversations when I get off this podcast
Yeah,
tonight,
yeah,
and just poll and see
mhm,
what are they thinking.
yeah.
Um, and then
And
are
women
we
should step
expecting
up
too
more.
much when we say for them to be fully living without fault? Because I don't even know if that exists because none of us are perfect, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna
That's why I
ask.
say, and also ask if women should we step up in another way to get our men to want to be on board with us, to join us. If we should be stepping up in another way, is it another way that we can bring it to their light? To put the family together. Is it another way that women can step up because they do look up to women, not look up to women, but they do listen to us, even though we think they don't, but they do. Is it another way that we can step up? Is it some other way that
I don't know, and
we
I think that's part of what I think is the issue. We always thinking we got to step up, and so I don't know. Maybe you're saying maybe a different way to relay it to
right?
them. Cause okay, gotcha. Because I'm like I
No,
think
yeah,
that
a
is the
different way.
issue. Women thinking they
Yeah,
got to
I'm
always
saying in a
step up
different
and do
way, like
something. I got you.
yeah, like a different way,
Yeah,
like carry ourselves in a different way, like
absolutely. That's what I think has
right,
to happen, and
talk in
that's
a
what I.
different way.
So that's why did you notice I paused a lot probably about 5 minutes ago. So I
Hmm.
paused and sat for just a little bit because I was just like would that then cause a temporary lapse in relationships?
Hmm.
So
What
that kind
what?
of got me when I was like, ooh, just doing a deep thinking on what people really want.
Hmm.
And sometimes you don't know what you want because you're out here lost, right? But
Hmm.
when I was thinking about that though, that is kind of where I went was like, shoot, if the women start
Yeah. Should
um
we step up
not
in
not
another?
dating, not dating and saying what we require,
Yep.
then it's like, who that temporary pause of birth rates. It's just it's a lot, right? But yeah, so I do think that's definitely possible to where they don't think they're leading anything because I just think that's part of the problem. But
Well, in the
I'm gonna
next,
start. I'm just gonna start asking the men tonight. That's what I'm gonna do,
yeah,
and I'm
that's
gonna
what
get
I was
their
saying.
opinion instead of me trying to figure it out. I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask them what, because I
that's
think
what
a
I
lot
said
of
in
these
the next.
podcasts they speak for us and they be men, and it's
Yeah,
like, well, you gonna ask
yeah,
us?
that's what I said in the next live.
Uh huh.
Maybe you'll have at least 10, male
I mean, I'm just gonna ask people and see what they say.
perspectives, or
Yeah,
how they feel. Yeah, maybe in
yeah.
the
If
next
that's
live, in
something
our
they
next live. So join
look,
us.
is that something they even want to do?
Mhm. You can ask that question. Just put it out there and see how many people, how many men you get an answer from. What they feel. You know.
Yeah, you do the same. I want their
Yeah.
opinion. I'm gonna start with my
Yeah.
husband. Start with yours because um I want to see. I want to see, and then I'm gonna go to cousins,
I already started with mine. I told you
nephew.
offline. I did. You remember when I said
Well,
about buying
yeah, me
Bible?
too. But
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
but that's why I said, should we step up in a different way? Is it in another way we should, the way we're carrying ourselves, the way we're talking, the way we look, the way we are we carrying love regardless? They need to see, because that's what the words say. You carry
It
love
do, and I think that's a slippery little slope.
regardless.
If you got the wrong one,
But it's 8:33.
I know we gotta
We'll
go.
pick up tomorrow. We'll pick
Yep.
up tomorrow.
You guys,
Tomorrow. I
we'll
said
come back
tomorrow.
tomorrow and
Tomorrow.
give you our little
Tomorrow.
thing of
Yeah.
asking these men, what their real opinion is. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Day 16 of our 30-day challenge. We are on the other side of this, and we will definitely see you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. From
Thank you.
Startup to
Thank you.
Takeover, Watchers Work Podcast, Kim and Latrice,
WW.
we are out. Good night.
Good night.